Good morning, children. Let us start with our science class. Students, I hope you remember that the plants adapt themselves to the different types of terrestrial surroundings called habitats. We started with desert habitat, but do you remember the terrestrial habitats? Yes, they are the deserts, marshes, plainlands, grasslands, etc. Now, what the desert plants are called, I told you yesterday. Yes, they are the xerophytes. Now, let us see what types of plants we find there. We find the cactus. Let us study about the different adaptations of the cactus. It has succulent stem which can store large amounts of water. The leaves of the cactus that are modified into thin and sharp spines which prevent the loss of water through transpiration. Transpiration is the process by which water is lost through the stomata of the leaves. Now let me first explain you the word transpiration. Transpiration is a biological process by which the plants lose their amount of water from the leaves through those pores, through the minute pores which we call as stomata, and through those pores, as you know, the carbon dioxide and oxygen also moves out. But do you know, when the water moves out from the leaves, again it is replaced, and this water the root absorbs from the soil and then passes on again to the leaves. Now I will show you how the cactus plant is like. These are not the leaves of the cactus plants. These are the stems of cactus plants, which we call as the succulent stem. And these are the spines, which is actually the leaf. The spines replace them. The leaves are modified to spines, because if there are spines, there will be no leaves. The plant will not lose water. And why the stems are succulent? They are thick and fat with water. One more adaptation of these cactus plant is their roots. It has long roots which go deep into the soil of the desert region, because in the top soil it is sand. Sand do not contain any water. So the need of the water it gets from deep into the soil, and there the roots are also spread out through a large area to collect more and more of water for the plant. This is the adaptation of the desert region plants. Now let us go on to the adaptation of the hills. The temperature in the hills vary from cold to extremely cold. During the winters, there is snowfall in some areas. Sometimes days can be very windy too. Trees that grow on the hills have adapted themselves to survive the cold and windy conditions. Examples of such trees, as you know, are pines, fir, cedar, etc. Now let us study about the adaptations of a pine tree. Pine trees have a conical shape. Due to this shape, water and snow easily slides down the leaves and does not settle on it. The leaves of the pine tree are needle-shaped. They are tough and coated with wax. Thus they do not get damaged by extreme cold. The leaves hang downwards to reduce water loss by transpiration. The roots grow deep into the soil so that the trees can withstand against strong winds that blow on the mountains. Coniferous trees do not shade their leaves. They are called evergreen trees. They remain green throughout the year. Now I will show you as to how the coniferous trees. See, this is the pine tree, and what happens is when the water or the snow falls on it, since it is sliding, it rolls down, and the leaves are needle shaped, so they also do not allow any water or snow to settle on it properly. Now these plants, as I told you, have also their roots deep into the soil, so that the heavy wind on the hillsides do not uproot these plants. Okay, and now let us so this is all about the adaptation of the hills uh, and the desert. So this is all for today. Now I will give you some question answers which you may practice at home, which you should practice at home. Write it in a copy, which I will correct it as the school reopens. Now, first question is, what is adaptation? Second, what is habitat? What are the two types of habitat? Name them. Fourth question, what are the different types of terrestrial habitats? Name them. Fifth, what is xerophytes? Sixth, what are the succulent stem? 7. Why are the leaves of cactus like spines? And last question is, why do pines have long roots? Thank you, children.